I wish you would ever write me a letter, half as long as I write you, and tell me if you may where your fleet are gone, what sort of defense Virginia can make against our common enemy, whether it is so situated as to make an able defense. Are not the gentry lords and the common people vessels? Are they not like the uncivilized native Britain represents us to be? I hope the riflemen who have sworn themselves very savage and even bloodthirsty are not a specimen of the generality of the people. I am willing to allow the colony great merit for having produced a Washington, but they have been shamefully duped by a Dunmore. I have sometimes been ready to think that the passion for liberty cannot be equally strong in the breasts of those who have been accustomed to deride their fellow creatures of theirs. Of this I am certain, that it is not founded upon the generous and Christian principle of doing to others as we would that others should do unto us. Do you not want to see Boston? I am fearful of smallpox, or I should have been in before this time. I got Mr. Crane to go to our house and see what state it was in. I found it has been occupied by one of the doctors of the regiment, very dirty, but no other damage has been done to it. The few things which are left in it are all gone. Crane has the key to which he never delivered up. I wrote to him for it, and I am determined to get it cleaned as soon as possible and shut it up. I look upon it as a new acquisition of property, a property which 1 month I did not value at a single shilling, and could with pleasure have seen it in flames. The town in general is left in a better state than we expected, more owing to the precipitate flight than any regard to inhabitants, though some individuals discovered a sense of honor and justice, and have left the rent of the houses in which they were, for the owners and the furniture unhurt, or, if damaged, sufficient to make it good. Others have committed amiable ravages. The mansion house of your president, John Hancock, is safe and the furniture unhurt, whilst both the house and furniture of the Solicitor General Samuel Quincy have fallen prey to their own merciless party. Surely the very fiends feel a reverential awe for virtue and patriotism, whilst they detest the parricide and traitor. I feel very different at the approach of spring to what I did a month ago. We knew not then whether we could plant or sow with safety, whether we had a toil we could reap the fruits of our own industry, whether we could rest in our own cottages, or whether we should not be driven from the sea-coast to seek shelter in the wilderness. But now we feel as if it might suit under our own vine and eat the good of the land. I feel a gaiety to court, to which before I was a stranger. I think the sun looks brighter, the birds sing more melodiously, the nature puts on a more cheerful countenance. We feel a temporary peace, and the more fugitives are returning to their deserted habitations. Though we facilitate ourselves, we sympathize with those who are trembling lest the lot of Boston should be theirs. But they cannot be in the similar circumstances, unless similarity and cowardice should take possession of them. They have time and warning given to them to see the evil and shun it. I long to hear that you have declared an independency. And by the way, in the new code of laws, which I suppose it be necessary for you and I desire you would remember the ladies, and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. Do not put such unlimited power into the hands of the husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. In particular care and attention is not paid to the ladies. We are determined to foment a rebellion, and will not hold ourselves bound by any laws in which we have no voice or representation. That your sex are naturally tyrannical is a truth so thoroughly established as to admit of no dispute. But such of you as wish to be happy, willing to give up the harsh title of master for the more tender and endearing one of friend, why then, not put it out of the power of the vicious and lawless to use us in cruelty and indignity with impunity. Men of sense in all ages arbor those customs which treat us only as the vassals of your sex. Regard us then as beings placed by Providence under your protection, and in imitations of the Supreme Being, make use of that power only for our happiness. Signed, Abigail.